Canola School on RealAgriculture.com is brought to you by Alberta Canola Producers Commission, Sask Canola, and Manitoba Canola Growers.
I'm Lindsay Smith with RealAgriculture.com. I'm joined today by Patti Miller, President of the Canola Council of Canada. We're here in not-so-sunny Ottawa to talk about China. Its importance, obviously, to the Canadian canola grower, and also some significant advancements that have been made recently.
Thanks.
So now
Thanks,
let's talk about some of the recent challenges we've had with our Chinese customers as far as blackleg is concerned.
Well, several years ago, China became concerned that blackleg in canola could be transmitted to their rapeseed crop. That was back in 2009 when they first raised the issue with us. In 2010, the government signed a memorandum of understanding, and we embarked on a bunch of research that looked at how blackleg moves in the system, how it's impacted by transportation, by processing, all of those components. And the Canola Council, with our growers and all of the other members of the council, invested significantly in research programs to help alleviate or understand this issue much better.
And so now recently we sort of leapt ahead on this issue. So tell us about that.
So very recently we came to an impasse with China. We had some differences of opinion on a certain aspect of the research that we were doing, and we were at loggerheads. We couldn't resolve it at the bureaucratic level, and so we had to engage with officials at a very senior level, both in Ottawa and in China, to try and get the issue elevated and resolved.
So, Patti, as President of the Canola Council of Canada, how often are you involved in meetings of this caliber and of this level?
Well, this is certainly the biggest issue of this kind that I've been involved in since I started with the Canola Council. I mean, China is a huge market to us. It's over a third of our seed exports, so we were paying attention to it. But also the government of Canada was paying attention because it is one of the top exports to China from the country as a whole.
Right. So, one of the things I think that sometimes it can be difficult to grasp is just how much time proponents of the industry spend getting together in Ottawa or overseas to talk about these issues. So how much of a time commitment can that be for those involved?
Well, certainly this year and over the last year when we were having these challenges with China, I'd say it took up more than half of my time as president. It also took up a good portion of the time of our VP of crop production, who is involved in the research. And we've got staff here in Ottawa, government relations. It also took up to 30-40% of their time. So you're spending a significant effort in briefing people and making sure that they understand the issue, the importance to Canada, and helping us find some way of resolving it.
All right, and finally, China, you mentioned, is of course a key industry for Canadian canola. Just how significant is this advancement with the blackleg file to our Canadian farmers?
Well, it is very significant because as we were getting to the conclusion of the last memorandum of understanding, China was in a position where they were going to implement regulations that would have not stopped trade but slowed it just to a trickle, and the impact on farmers and farm income would have been really significant. Not only that, it would have backed up transportation issues and caused challenges for the other crops in the system as well as they tried to find a new home for canola. So this resolution was huge for us.